So what does my guayabera have to do with the economy? Well, let's do a quick rundown here of my background. I am Cuban, two Cuban parents, born and raised in Miami. So Miami is, 100% of me. I love the Cuban food, I love the culture, and I love everything else. But how do we go from guayabera, obviously, right, the attire from Cuba, these nice linen shirts that make you feel fresh in the summer, how do we jump from that into the U.S. economy? Well, Morgan Stanley just came out saying that the U.S. economy might become Cubanized. Now, what does that mean? They're referring to the classic cars. You look up Cuba and you look up all the cars, and if you go to the description below, you'll see the full-length video, and you'll also see the blog on bankruptcy.blog regarding the cars, the rolling classics, the old Chevys and Fords and Cadillacs cruising through the streets, which is mind-boggling to begin with, because where are they getting the parts? The fact is they don't have the parts. They usually get them off Russian Ladas from the 80s when they were imported from Russia. But that's part of the Cuban culture and the history. And so what Morgan Stanley is saying is, we might see that here. Now, what they're really saying is, you don't have to worry about Russian Lada parts, but what they are saying is, we might be extending the time frame that we continue to drive cars. We're trying to avoid this issue with tariffs. Now, the good news, and maybe that's part of what they're focusing on, is that they're also saying, actually Trump has said that there might be an exception for auto parts versus the car itself. So, of course, if we can get auto parts cheap and avoid this tariff, 145% right now, then maybe we are going to start driving cars longer and longer. So that potential always exists. But the reality is, there's a tariff this morning, and by the time you get ready to have lunch, the tariff is gone. So who knows what's going to happen. But that is just, and I love the term obviously because being Cuban, but I love the term because it's just another way of explaining what I've been advocating now for months, even before Trump got into office, is that you have to be prepared for what might happen. What is it, your situation, and adapt accordingly. So there's an example of Morgan Stanley just saying what I've been advocating, but they just did it in one word. They did it much simpler by using the word Cubanized. So get your guayabera ready and get ready for a Cubanized economy. All right? Take care, everybody. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them in the comment section below.